Nebraska Equipment Dealer Association. We represent agriculture, construction, and outdoor power equipment dealers in both states. We are opposed to House File 2709. It's pretty simple for us. We just do not believe that we need this legislation because farmers already have all the tools available to them and resources right now to work on their own equipment. Today I also have a logo letter that is sponsored by Associated Equipment Dealers and Iowa Nebraska Equipment Dealer Association in opposition to House File 2709. And we also have 37 dealers in the state of Iowa that have signed on to this logo letter. 37 dealers representing 188 locations throughout the state of Iowa, which is roughly about 4,000 Iowans that are employed at these locations. They are critical to these rural communities. They're valued businesses, and they're service providers for all the farmers too. If this legislation was passed, it would negatively impact these rural businesses and the communities that rely on them. So thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jake Highfield, Run Repair Association. We believe this is a simple approach, Bill. We know how hard you've worked on this to take some amendments and make sure it's cleaned up a little bit compared to the last couple of bills you've worked on. Farmers have been fixing their tractors and equipment for decades, almost 500 years. This is a simple approach. Every time a combine equipment gets hurt on the field, takes a couple days out of production. That's time on money. It's more time fixing, going to the road, fixing dealers. That's thousands of dollars. I couldn't even imagine some of the bigger operations how much money that actually costs. As you guys know, I am a giant child. I like to go to the state fair and play with the tractors there. We've seen the prices of these combines and anything in the thing, $700, $500, almost $1 million sometimes. That is insane, and the cost is just too much for farmers to bear. So we do appreciate this going forward. We really do hope that it saves farmers some money in the long run. Thank you.
Chairman and members of the committee, thank you very much. My name is Aaron Lehman, and I'm a fifth-generation farmer, and I'm president of the Iowa Farmers Union. I farm in rural Polk County, and I grow corn, soybeans, oats, and hay. And I'm here speaking on the behalf of hundreds and hundreds of farm families across the state of Iowa. Farm families have been fixing their own equipment as long as there's been equipment to fix, and that's been a necessity. It's about self-reliance. It's not just about tradition. It's about self-reliance, and it's about economic necessity. When something breaks during planting or harvest season, you fix it and you get back to work, and every hour of delay costs real money. We're concerned because that capability is being compromised if farmers have to stop, even though they have the know-how, even though they have a part. If they have to stop and get permission to repair equipment that they purchased, that costs money, that costs time. And this bill addressed that directly, so I'm very thankful that this bill has been brought up and been worked on by the legislature this session. So we know that there are agreements out there to try to address this issue, but they are not fully addressing this issue. We need more than a voluntary agreement. We need something that has real teeth, real enforcement. So we appreciate that it's being worked on by this legislative session, and it's a high priority that it gets done. National Farmers Union has been working on this issue for many, many years, and we know that it's a priority. The FTC has found that some manufacturers have issues to deal with this, and we also know that the Department of Justice has been working on this, but it's high time that Iowa gets to this issue itself. So with that, we want to see that the right to repair work for farmers at the farm level, and we feel that this legislation does so. So thank you very much for your time.
Hi, Nathan Hosheim. I'm with the Iowa Corn Growers Association. Want to thank you for bringing forward this piece of legislation. We are registered in support of this legislation. As we represent over 7,500 family farms across the state, as you know, we're going into spring planting season. Time is money. A lot of farmers are nearing probably the fourth year of costs below the cost of production. And so the quicker they can get equipment repaired, the quicker they can get back in the field, either during planting season or during harvest, the quicker they get the job done and the less impact it has on the bottom line. So again, appreciate you bringing this legislation forward, and thank you for your time.
Guess I could have walked down to the end, but getting lazy. Katie Hall and Iowa Soybean Association. Appreciate you guys bringing the bill forward. We have policy in our book that says that we support the farmer's right to repair, so keep it short and sweet. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bob Sinclair, and I'm with Sinclair Tractor, and we serve 12 communities in southeast Iowa, including 2 of Representative Hora's. So, I want to thank you for just a chance to talk here for a second. Right to repair is an interesting concept. All of our customers already have the ability and the right to repair their equipment. Through our stores, 64% of all of the parts that we sell are sold over the counter to customers repairing their own equipment. So one of the things, I'm also the past chair of the Iowa Nebraska Equipment Dealers Association, and so worked with dealers of all sides, and the tools needed, the information needed to work on equipment is already out there. It's not just YouTube, but it's yet every bit of information that my team has to look up parts and to try to understand how to fix equipment, the diagnostics, schematics, is available to customers. We currently have 28 of our customers that are choosing to use this access, where they can basically do everything they need to do. So they have everything that we have except for some experience. But experience is something that goes both ways. We have some of our technicians that know how to fix one thing, some another. We're working on equipment that is 50, 60 years of age, and the ability that we do is we work with our customers. If they're using one of these pro service tools or customer service advisor, they can't get their equipment fixed, sometimes they'll call us. So we actually step into deals where they need something, we're there to help them. They start a repair, we may finish it. There's other things with special tools. So some of the things is special tools can be very, very expensive. Splitting stands and things that are wildly expensive. Things that are needed to be able to do something. We offer customers the ability to use our stuff, comes with a technician, to help them use it correctly. But overall, our customers have what they need. And through this system, we are the economic engine, huge part of our communities, the equipment dealers. Customers need us. They need to get their crop in and out, and we're there for them. And we think that this legislation is not needed because things are already in place. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for the work that y'all do. My name is Harrison Furlow, Public Policy Director with the Iowa Pork Producers Association. Over the last several years, pork producers have been under pressure, whether due to market volatility, operating at a loss, or operating on slim margins. We feel that fundamentally the right to repair in this bill at its core works to alleviate the pressure that producers face every day, whether with lost efficiency, lost time, and feel that the self-determination which comes through right to repair helps to ease some of the pressures they face at the farm gate. Thank you for the work you do.
Remington Lawyers Storage Equipment, we're in opposition of this bill. We're a family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Iowa, employing 90 employees. As Bob said before, these tools are largely available to the end users already. They are able to diagnose and fix their own equipment today. What they may not have is the training and the know-how to do that. And as dealers, we send our technicians to training that the OEMs put on, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these dealers to keep our techs up to snuff on repairing this equipment properly and safely. And that is something that the end users just do not have. Thank you.
Others? Sure, sir.
Any chair. Somebody lose a phone?
No, but that's recording.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, good afternoon. My name is Clay Haley. I'm with Haley Equipment out of Carroll, Rockville City, Iowa. I'm a second generation farm equipment dealer. My sister Alicia and I currently run the business.
business. We have about 30 employees who work with us on any given day, anywhere from technicians to parts people, salespeople. And I can tell you that in 30 years of being around farm equipment dealerships, as a whole, the dealers of Iowa are here to help the farmer and work with the farmer. We all have troubles. We all have timeliness issues where things get bogged down. I've heard some great testimony here today about those issues. We have the tools out there as a CNH and a Bobcat dealer to help support the farmers right now. They have access to it. They can use it. It is the identical tool to what I have, or tools to what I have, when it comes to ESTs, electronic service tools, service libraries. The data, the information is there. We as dealers are here to help. There's a component of this that comes in and talks about parts margins, and that's been changed recently. Thank you for the work on that. Pretty please get out of my balance sheet and stop trying to affect my profit and loss. I promise I can run it. I don't make as much as you probably think I do. Margins in farm equipment are not what most might believe. That said, it's still awful tough for farmers to make a go nowadays. We want to work with farmers. We want things to be better. Our dealership works with our farmers, our shade tree mechanics. We are partners. We all work together. I am a little concerned that if we give free tools and information to farmers, that we could end up costing them more in the long run. I'm afraid that that cost gets front-loaded and it's not known. I like transparency. I like being able to see the line item where I paid for this tool here and this subscription here. I don't like paying for it. I'm sure the farmer doesn't either. But I like being able to see what I am paying for. And to think that we could take that, someone mentioned the $1 million combine earlier and they're spot on right. Far too much money, ridiculous. But it's where we're at today. I'm afraid that we risk increasing the cost of that machine exponentially if we ask the manufacturers to support the machine without a known cost down the line for 40 years, 50 years, whatever the life of that machine may be. In any occasion, I do appreciate your time. I welcome any of you to come out to Carroll and visit any time. If I can help, if I can offer any information, I'd love to. Thank you for your time, effort, and service, and I really hope you can find a good resolution to this. I don't support it. I don't believe we need it. I wish you the very best of luck, and thank you again.
My name is Andy Brockville, and I work for Bobcat Company. We're a construction equipment manufacturer based in North Dakota. And I'm an Iowa resident, and I cover the dealers within Iowa and Nebraska that sell our equipment. And I just want to say that I'm opposed to this legislation. Thank you.
I'm sure you can hear me. My name is Brian Jansen. I represent Capital City Equipment. We're 6 dealerships in Polk County and the surrounding counties. Currently employ about 91 people. I don't know that we have a problem with right to work or right to repair with people doing their own repairs. That's not the problem. But when we start dictating margins and things like that, that's where we run into the problem. We currently, like I said, have 91 employees, and I don't know if we can keep them all at that point. So we are opposed to it.
Good afternoon, members of the subcommittee. Thanks for your time today. My name is Stacy Pellett. I represent John Deere, and I'm here testifying in opposition of House File 2709. Welcome to the party. I'd like to start by making something very clear. John Deere and this entire industry, and I speak to everybody, we had some great testimony from the commodities. John Deere and this industry are very aligned with our farmers when it comes to repair. We want the farmers to be able to repair their equipment. In fact, our industry depends upon it. There simply are not enough technicians, nor could there ever be enough technicians to handle all of the agricultural repairs. That is exactly why manufacturers work every day to equip our customers with better tools, better diagnostics, and better information. Keep in mind that facilitating repair is not a concession. It is the business model. Today, farmers already have broad access to repair. They can repair the equipment themselves. They can work with independent technicians. They can use a dealer. Through our John Deere Operations Center Pro service that Bob Sinclair talked about earlier, customers can diagnose their machines. They can perform repairs and they can reprogram. This access is not theoretical. It is being used right now by many farmers and independent service providers across Iowa, even as they gear up for planting season. In fact, I called a customer last night and he was in the middle of fixing an anhydrous rig, and his tractor had gotten stuck. And he literally had a pro service operations tool hooked up when I called him in the middle of the evening last night at 7:30 p.m. We are so confident in this access that we demonstrate it publicly and repeatedly. In fact, we held a live demonstration right here in the Iowa Capitol just 5 weeks ago. And 2 nights ago, we joined with our industry partners to do the very same for the Missouri Farm Bureau. Every major farm organization and every legislator in Iowa have been offered a similar demonstration opportunity to see these tools firsthand. We are very open and very transparent about what is available. Now, House File 2709 attempts to frame this issue as manufacturers versus the farmers. That framing is inaccurate and it is unhelpful. Our customers' success is vital to our own. The farmers do not succeed if their equipment is down, and neither do we. What this bill actually does is disrupt a competitive marketplace that is already delivering results. Manufacturers and dealers compete across brands to provide the best diagnostic tools at the best price. Of course, Deere believes that we offer one of the most innovative and affordable repair tools. My friends at CNH would probably disagree with me on that one. But the result is, it took us years to develop that tool, and it required significant investment to do so. This bill would require that these tools, this software, and this documentation be provided for free or at actual cost. And that removes the incentive for us to provide further investment to a better tool tomorrow. And that will mean slower innovation and a degradation to the repair experience for our farmers over time. This bill is also technologically out of touch. Its language restricts modern and secure internet-based tools. It's the very system that enables real-time diagnostics and updates and accurate repairs. Rolling back to a paper manual or an offline process is not progress for an advanced agricultural industry. And finally, this bill puts at risk the very service ecosystem that our farmers rely upon today. Dealers, not manufacturers, stock local parts inventories. They train technicians and they help maintain uptime for critical seasons. Undermining this infrastructure does not help farmers. It increases the potential for downtime when timing matters the most. House File 2709 is not necessary. Repair access exists. The marketplace is working. National agreements with the American Farm Bureau Federation already guarantee access, and it provides a free, formal process to resolve issues if access does fall short, without a state-by-state mandate that fragments the system. Now, as you know, my husband and I are 6th-generation farmers ourselves, and on our farm we use an all-of-the-above self-repair approach. Although we do rely very heavily on our John Deere dealership, we do the majority of the work ourselves. We also sometimes employ the services of our local independent repair shop. Furthermore, I've even paid bills during the busy season to our local New Holland store, our Case IH store, and our Napa store, when we have bought parts for our entirely green fleet of machines. In closing, we do support our customers' ability to repair their equipment. I also would reference a letter that you may have already received or will be receiving from the Association of Equipment Manufacturers that has logos from 7 other equipment manufacturers in opposition to House File 2709. We have all built our businesses around this model. It does not enhance anything. It risks unraveling the very model that we have built our business around. For this reason, we respectfully ask you to please oppose House File 2709. Thank you.
Representatives, comments, questions?
I don't have any questions. A lot of good information, thank you. I don't have any questions.
I'll just make a couple of comments here. As far as this bill goes, first of all, let's stop pretending that this is a complicated issue, folks. It is not. This is very simple. We have representation here from commodity groups, pretty much representing every farmer, rancher in the state. Iowa Corn Growers Association, Iowa Soybean Association, Iowa Cattlemen's Association, Iowa Pork Producers Association, Iowa Farmers Union. We have a lot of representation from those particular farmers who aren't here to speak today because they're out putting a hydrous on, getting a planter ready, calving cows, So we're gonna be their voice today. And I think the thing to remember here is farmers built this country on independence, grit, and self-reliance. This bill helps put that in place. I'm so appreciative that we heard from a lot of the opponents of this bill that these tools already exist. They're already available to the farmer. So in reality, this bill should not change anything they're doing today. And right now, they're being told that to fix their machinery, they need a password and a corporate blessing to turn a wrench. This is not the way the agriculture industry was built, and that's where this bill is addressing. So with that, I look forward to continuing this discussion. Also, to the comments that were made about the pricing and the cost, we have had discussions about that our dealers networks are necessary to our industry here in Iowa. They're essential to our rural communities, and we will continue to work to make sure that they are supported accordingly, and that they can continue to provide support to our farmers as needed, while still giving that independence for our producers to do what they want to do on machines that they own. So with that, we'll also recommend passing this bill into committee, and we'll further discussion. Thank you.
Are you gonna, I think you've got 2 votes, you're good.
Yep, we're good.
So you're not
all signing?
you're not signing?
She's not, we are. Yep.
Okay.
Is there gonna be an amendment in committee?
Yes, there will most likely be.
And it addresses the parts and the software?
There will be a fee amendment that will be added to this bill addressing the software component. Yeah,
Who said
When I looked up this.
yet to be determined. Yeah, we still have work to do on the amendment, so more to
But
come on
not
that.
the parts, just
So we're gonna run that amendment.
I believe we actually amended that out.
the parts is out?
Okay.
That was the deaf portion, okay. So yeah, we'll do similar in this bill that we did to the anti-deaf, or the diesel emission bill, where we amended out the cost structure.
So this bill does not include the diesel emission language?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Not directly. No, with what the Trump administration did last week, driving or delivering the EPA, directing the EPA to remove the diesel exhaust fluid requirements, that bill actually was taken care of at the national level. So we were happy to be able to help send that message to DC, and they acted on it before we had a chance to pass it as legislation here.
Are there other differences between this and the bill that you passed out of the House Agriculture Committee a month or so ago?
Yes, this is a full right to repair bill, so this doesn't just, the previous bill we passed was just relating to the diesel emission systems. This one relates to all right to repair.
Thank you.